Hi guys, this is Texas Tiger Diggs, and I've been wanting to make a video for a while, especially when this came to me. I've been around a long time, longer than I'd like to admit sometime, and I've been around long enough to know that most of the time what predicts your success and failure, or your making your actions harder or easier, is appearances. So when it occurred to me, then suddenly something flashed into my mind, and the result of that flash into my mind is this. Just arrived. By the way, this is a Damascus steel blade. Pretty good, man. I like this. I really like this knife. If you're interested in a review of it, just look at there'll be a card here above, and you can go over there and take a look at it. But I like Damascus steel knives. They're another thing where appearances are almost as important as function. Anyway, I bought this from the great and almighty Google. Got a Google tag on it. And so what did I buy from Google other than YouTube services or whatever else that I would get? And what I got was this. It's a YouTube t-shirt. And so why did I get a YouTube t-shirt? I can tell you right now, I am by no means a fanboy in any way, shape, or form. I tend to wear t-shirts with designs on them, but it's never a design for a corporation or corporate image at all. But this is one that's going to be of value to me. And I'm not saying, you know, and it'd be of value to anybody. Whether you will have a channel or not have a channel, whether you're on YouTube or not. Probably if you're not on YouTube, you wouldn't be interested in this at all. Or you wouldn't be watching this at all. But if you take a look at this, this is a YouTube t-shirt, and it's a huge size because I'm a pretty big guy. And so I got the 2XL. And the reason I got this thing, because like I said, I'm not by nature a fanboy, and you're not going to see me randomly wearing this to the mall. But when I go into new neighborhoods, you know, I'm always sensitive to the people around me and how they perceive me to be. And it's 90% chance it's unnecessary. I've never met anything but good people and met nothing but nice people, etc. But I do know there are a lot of people out there, and I've talked to people who do detecting on a semi-regular basis, are really uncomfortable sometimes going and doing detecting. And I can understand that. It took me a while. I read a lot of books, I did a lot of study, and I went through a whole lot of preparation before I even set foot out with a detector, and most of it was my own lack of confidence in how I would be received in the neighborhoods I would be in. So with YouTube here, and the thing I'm coming up with here and doing a bad job is, if I'm going into New Park, I'm now going to wear this t-shirt. I've got two here, so one's dirty, one will be clean. And the reason I'm going to do that is because if you go into a new area, the first time people look at you, I get the perspective, and a lot of people get the perspective, who is this guy out there with that machine in our park? Yeah, everybody thinks the park is theirs, even though it's a municipal or city-owned park. And you're out there, you know, maybe even doing some minor digging. And so they feel immediately proprietary about that. And sometimes the older the people, the more proprietary they feel, and this might not even be effective in that group. Anyway, if you wear this shirt, and this is my idea, if you're not comfortable doing detecting, you're going to go out with your detector, and people are going to know you're detecting. There's just no way to avoid it. I don't care how subtle your detector is, they're going to know you're detecting. So one of the better ways of doing it is you slap this t-shirt on and carry a camera. Now, I'm not talking about my glasses, which I'll be carrying anyway, or a small pocket-held camera. And I'm not saying you're actually going to use this camera. It doesn't even have to be a camera that works or has a SD card in there. Used to say film back in the day. It has an SD card in there. But if you go out with your most garish camera, and this is my Nikon D3300, the one I bought, the one that wasn't a gift. If you go out with this, and you put this t-shirt on with this YouTube insignia on it, and you go out there and swing, you have just changed the conversation of anybody who who might even wonder what you're doing, because not everybody understands what metal detectors do and are, and that amazed me when that first happened to me. But if you have this YouTube t-shirts on, enough people will have heard from YouTube indirectly, whatever their age, and they will probably ask you, hey, you got a YouTube t-shirt, are you doing some, do you do YouTube videos? Voila, you have changed the direction of the conversation from what you're doing to why you're doing it. And you know, if you're going to post it, great, you can give them your channel name. But that's a way of changing the conversation to a focus you want, instead of a focus they want, which is that individual out there swinging that coil who may be digging up. What are they doing out there? You put the YouTube t-shirt on, you put on your most garish camera, so that immediately puts you as somebody that this is not just an affectation. You've got a camera, you've got YouTube on your t-shirt. Now, this is no misrepresentation. You know, you watch YouTube, or you create videos, or whatever you want to do. You know you are associated with it, so you are a YouTube person. But what you do with this camera is you immediately change the conversation. And there are gonna be people coming out there say, hey, did you put this up, or did you do this? Man, I like that YouTube. Did you see this, or did you see that? And voila, you have just become a fixture of the community, or curiosity. Now, I'm not saying that's a perfect thing. I'm not saying it's going to work all the time. Now, it's not going to work in their neighborhoods where people want to knock you in the head and take away your nice shiny camera. In fact, but it will work in middle class, upper middle class, or the neighborhoods, most of the neighborhoods in the suburbs, and in the outer reaches of the urban areas. It's going to immediately separate you. They know you're in there. They know you're doing something that might get public attention, and they will immediately just either disregard you. Hey, look at the guy. He's out there doing videos, or they'll walk up to you and say, hey, what kind of videos are you doing? You know, that's just something I thought up. Anyway, could be completely and utterly useless, and for the majority of you confident people who door knock and everything else, it will have no effect on. But for some people who are a little bit less, you know, comfortable with that, or they're early in their detecting and they're really not too sure of themselves, it may be a crutch, but heck, just slap it on and walk out. At least you'll be out there detecting and having a good time. Anyway, this is probably a perfectly useless video from Texas Tiger Digs, but it was fun to make it, and I did a bag opening. You guys have a nice day, and I will talk to you later.